Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I am here with Scott D'Agostino and Chris Wilson from WizKids, looking at Magic the Gathering Heroes of Dominaria board game. Not the final copy.
Yes. Yep.
This is not how it's going to look upon production.
We promise there'll be artwork. We will have
right.
card art that you know and love from Magic,
Yeah.
and we will call things actual names and not
Instead of-
artifact 1,
right.
2, 3.
That's right. Some work to do before publication, but you can hopefully give us an overview of what's going on.
Yeah, we at least have this to show for the basic gameplay function for it. This is a game using the setting of Dominaria that is now coming out with Magic the Gathering.
Right.
And this is a game that isn't so much combat focused like you would have in the card game. I call it the 10,000 foot view, where it's kind of sort of the world view, world map of armies moving around and manipulating the land of Dominaria to pull out your mana for powering your spells and abilities. This is a Euro style game. In that you have a limited number of turns. You can play 2 to 4 players, 9 turns for 4 players, 10 turns for 3 players, 11 for 2 players.
Okay.
And you will have your heroes out on the map. Everybody has a player card here that allows them to build these items. I'll go through in a second. The thing I love about this game is once you figure out this card here, that's pretty much like 80% of the rules.
Okay.
You just then need to know what you can do on your turn, but this tells you how to score and keeps track of it for you.
Okay.
It also gives you all the costs for what your abilities and things are as well. This will have a character art here,
Right.
so each one will have a different image to go along with it. But as you're going through the game, as I said, it's a victory. There's victory points that you're going to be gathering as a Euro style game. Limited number of turns. At the end of the limited number of turns, you add up who has the most victory points to win. You are going to be able to, there's what I call 6 paths to victory here in terms of what you can get for victory points.
Okay.
4 of them are right here on the player board.
Actually, we can also take this.
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
Just zoom
Dump
in
that
on
right
it.
over there.
Yeah, show it more.
And as you're recruiting heroes, building mana lists and ley lines, it's uncovering points there. So the highest one that you would uncover would be your points for that game. The exception is the bottom track. You are actually collecting these cabal that you're defeating, and the highest one that you'd cover up would be your points for that.
Okay.
So the other 2, that would be 4 of your ways of getting victory points. The other 2 would be to find artifacts and also complete quests.
Okay.
At the beginning of the game, I'll hold this right over here. Yep. Each player is dealt out 3 quest cards, and you choose 2. There's also 4 public quests. There's potentially five public quests, but you put them out. There's one I don't have out. 1 per player.
Okay.
And they correspond to basically finishing these rows
That's
here.
right.
You have these quests. The public quests, the first person to do it gets 10 points. Second person to do it gets 7.
Yeah.
Third person gets nothing. And as far as your planeswalker abilities that you can do here, you can spend 4 colorless mana and 1 white, so 5 in total. 1 of them has to be white to recruit heroes to place on the map. That's going to give you more spread of being able to be in locations for finding artifacts, completing quests, etc. You can spend 5 mana. 1 of them has to be red to build a manolith. Manoliths get placed on a map, and then that guarantees that you can get that color mana to have that structure there. You can also build ley lines, and ley lines connect different locations. You can normally only collect mana from where you have a hero, but
Now
once
you're
you
pulling
put it,
from everywhere.
you can then choose to pull from either one of these locations, and you can have a network of these going around so that you can be pulling from a lot of different locations. Makes you much more efficient in the game to be able to get the colored mana that you need from different locations. And then the last track here is if you are in a location where it has these tokens that are the Cabal, they are the armies that are roaming around Dominaria, then you can defeat the Cabal by spending 2 colorless mana and 1 black. And then, as I said, these would be collected basically as trophies that would then track your victory points for that.
Okay.
Mana is driven by this deck here. You would flip over at the beginning of each player's turn. You flip over one of these cards. It tells you what color mana is generated on the map. So all the mountains will generate one red mana with this one. And then if there's a specific location and a symbol in the corner, it will tell you what gets generated. So that would either be, so Keld would get one of these Cabal. So now the Cabal is here, and you can go over there to defeat them.
Okay.
There's also artifacts. That would be this little symbol here. So artifacts can be found in locations. Then you'd be able to go pick that up. That's another one of your Planeswalker abilities to gather an artifact. If you're in the location, you can spend 3 mana and 1 blue to pick up that artifact. Then you draw 2 from the deck, choose one.
Okay.
The artifacts are basically static abilities or ongoing abilities that you'd have. They also count for victory points at the end. The quests are a condition that you meet. It usually gives you a immediate reward. As an example, if you completed this quest right here, you get 3 white mana to add to your pool right away. But then you can also just put it under your player sheet, and it's worth 4 victory points at the end of the game.
Right.
The turn itself, there are 5 different things that you can do. You can move your heroes on the map. You can use one of your Planeswalker abilities, or as many as you
Can afford to.
You can collect mana from one location on the map, and in which case you just pull all the mana off that location, and they can build up over time as you're pulling cards. So there might be, one corner of the map there's 5, 6, 7 mana, building up in a location. You can complete a quest or use an artifact.
Okay.
So you can do all of those things in a turn if you have them. And you have the mana or the resources to do it.
Right. So obviously there's a real escalation as the game progresses, and you start pulling lots of things and build a network of ley lines. And
it starts off with each location has 2 mana on it. So yeah, it's a slow build in terms of being able to build up that mana and chasing after the specific color that you need. I think you can really go at this game from many different strategies. As I said, there's what I call 6 paths to victory in terms of what you can get victory points for.
Right.
So, and you can really kind of decide, hey, I'm going to try this time. Although, when you're dealt your quest in the beginning of the game, that might sort of drive your strategy for that game, depending on what you get.
Okay. All right. Well, it's a good overview. I know you've got a standard edition, a premium edition.
July is for the standard edition. Actually, why don't you go through that there?
Yeah, the standard edition, like you said, it's a 4-player game, so standard edition will pretty much have all the same pieces for all the players. So you'll have purple, yellow, orange, and silver. Premium edition, which comes out in August, will have 4 pre-painted figures of the heroes.
All right. Which makes sense. You got to decorate the board.
Yep.
And
we'll make it look very pretty.
Decorate the board.
Yeah. So hopefully next time you see it, this will have a map overlay, and all the cards will have all the graphics and everything on it. So.
All right. Scott and Chris, thank you very much for the overview.
Yep.